The way people consume content is changing massively. So what can us as filmmakers learn from creators like MrBeast? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you his top 3 strategies for video production. In case you've been living under a rock, MrBeast is a popular YouTuber who's gained a massive following by creating attention-grabbing and entertaining videos. His success is largely attributed to his creativity and his unique video production strategies. So here are 3 of the strategies that he uses in his videos and that we now use as a production company to help our clients gain better results. Now, there's no doubt on YouTube that MrBeast is the master of audience retention. And that's important for any videographer out there because you want someone to watch your video no matter what it is from the start until the end. And how does MrBeast do that best? Well, he does that through quick cuts. Our minds and the way we consume content have now become so conditioned to quick fire clips that if clips are just simply too long and therefore too boring, your brain will switch off and people will continue scrolling. So when it comes to your client videos, you want to make sure you have a whole multitude of quick cuts in there to constantly refresh and engage that viewer. MrBeast utilizes this throughout all of his videos, and this technique involves cutting quickly between different camera angles and different shots to create a fast-paced, energetic video. By using these quick cuts, you're able to keep a high amount of energy pushing through the video because your mind's thinking, what's gonna happen next? Now, we've always used quick cuts for our videos, but if anything, over the last year or so, we've really started to speed up how frequently we use quick cuts and actually how often we cut. Instead of it cutting out every second, we're looking at sometimes half a second or even a third of a second or even literally a split second to keep that viewer engaged and almost make them feel like they don't know what's going on and don't know what's gonna happen next. This type of editing also serves another purpose, which is that on short form content, the viewer is much more likely to go back and watch it again to pick up on what they might have missed. And if you know anything about the algorithm, then you know that these platforms are looking for people to not only be engaged with your video throughout, but to go back and re-watch it, and it picks up on how many times each person watches it too. So if you've got a video, even if it's really short and people are watching it multiple times, that's gonna do great for your statistics. It means that that platform's gonna push that content even more, your client gets better results, therefore they're gonna keep coming back to use you as well. There's 2 considerations you're gonna think about when you're editing this content. The first is the type of shot. So when you're actually capturing the video, are you going from a close-up to a wide, to a mid, back to a wide, then back to a close-up? That's probably gonna be quite visually pleasing, or are you just gonna use a close-up after close-up after close-up after close-up? Just start to have an understanding of how these shots might work together. The second is gonna be your eye movement, so in your eye tracking. So you're gonna think about when you're pulling these shots together, the reason 2 shots often don't work side by side, one clip following the other, is because your eye is maybe looking at the bottom corner of the screen and the next shot, the point of interest is in the top right. Your eye just has too far to travel. So you wanna keep the center of focus, or the thing that you're actually looking at and engaged with, in a similar position and have it not move too far from the last shot. So when you combine all of these really quick cuts, your eye shouldn't be darting probably too much from around the middle of the screen, or potentially if it is following from kind of left to right, just in that area as it starts to move its way backwards. You don't want to have 2 shots where you're looking at someone's face here and then the next shot is someone's face up here. It's gonna feel very jarring. So utilize those and you'll get some really good audience retention results for your clients. Another key strategy that MrBeast uses is storytelling. Storytelling is so important to filmmakers because ultimately it's what we do. We're telling the story about something, whether that's a business, product, service, or a genuine interview story with someone. If you can make your audience feel something, they're gonna be so much more connected and engaged with that person's service, or in your case, the business that you're trying to promote. We now look at all of our video projects on this level, and really what comes in here is our strategy sessions to break down who is going to be the audience watching this and what type of things really resonate with them. Even if we're doing a corporate video about a lawyer or a solicitor, we're starting to understand, okay, so who are we talking to when we create this video for you? Are we talking to young families, and what kind of pain points can we pull on? Or even if we're doing something really exciting with action sports, who's the audience? We're trying to inspire the younger generation to get into skateboarding, let's say. What kind of things do they represent and what will connect with them? because if you can do those things, then all of a sudden the audiences will start to attract to you, it will start to produce more shareable content, and you'll end up being able to create work that's a lot more showreel worthy. As a filmmaker, building an emotional connection with your audience, whether that's through drama, suspense, or perhaps sadness, or even excitement, your user is going to be so much more invested in the video, and therefore it's going to be much better for your retention. And combined with the first point, we already know retention is really important for the algorithm, so the video is going to perform better, and it's going to help it deliver on why it was created in the first place. Even the smallest of business videos should try to pull on some kind of storytelling, otherwise it's just a mix of fast-paced clips all in together, which won't make any sense. So we try and take this person from somewhere all the way through this journey to the finishing point. And sometimes there's nice little things you can do by starting with the end, so on and so forth. The storytelling is now so important if you want to have a video that actually does make an impact. MrBeast is known for his outlandish video ideas, and he says that that's one of the key things to his success. The video idea is one of the most important things, and that's true for any videographer. The actual idea and the concept, the reason behind why it exists in the first place, is the driving factor for how successful that video is going to be. And there needs to be a lot of time spent initially to develop that idea and make sure it's the right fit for the company. As filmmakers, especially if you're freelance and just starting out, we jump straight to the creative. Let's create something really cool. And we get too far ahead of ourselves, but actually if we focused more on the idea, we'd have a much better outcome at the end of it. By coming up with big ideas that are impactful, you'll be able to create unique content that truly stands out. As a result of this importance, something that we're doing in our production company now is doing creative strategy work. So again, like coming up with the storytelling aspect where we get to understand the audience, as part of that creative strategy session, we develop what is that big idea, and we challenge the idea around why does this video exist to begin with. Sure, you want a business overview video, but where's it going? And why do you feel like you want a video? What do you want it to do? Do you want this business overview video for your business to make more sales? Or do you want it to simply excite people? Do you want people to phone you up? Because without knowing exactly what the client wants out of that video, it's hard to develop a story and therefore get the shots that really build out the bigger picture. Because the idea is that they want this overview video, but they haven't been clear with exactly what it is that is the purpose, the driving factor behind it. And through our creative strategy, we then dive in by asking them, a lot of questions about, okay, so we want the audience to kind of feel this way and do these things, and we want them to go onto your website. So how might we actually develop that? How might we show that on screen and get them to do these things? What kind of story could we tell? Video is almost always the right answer for these businesses to be able to visually show what it is they're doing, because it's such a powerful tool. But the idea is going to be the thing that's going to make it successful. The story is going to be the thing that makes it really shareable and engaging and emotional and connect their audience. And the quick cuts is going to keep their attention long enough for them to be able to watch all the way through and follow up on that call to action because they're so engaged. And if nothing else, at the end of these 3 strategies, you're gonna have a video and a piece of work that you're really proud of. And it's so much different to just turning up to a business and filming something just that looks kind of cool. Because you've got something that's now going to deliver on what the client wants. The algorithm loves it, so it's going to be more shareable, it's going to get more views, it's going to do better overall, and that client's then going to keep coming back to you because you're now an expert in your field. I'm sure like you've been influenced by loads of YouTubers and different personalities out there that are help shaping your business. And MrBeast is one of those people that I love watching but learn so much from in terms of actually what we can apply to our own video production company and how people actually engage with videos nowadays. If you can do me one favor, I would just love to know in the comments if you're liking these series that I'm doing about what I've learned from other people on YouTube. And maybe let me know if there's anyone else that you think I should check out too. Christo really helped shape my business in terms of sales, objections, and pricing. So if you're struggling with any of those things, take a look at that video and take the strategies that I've shown you today from MrBeast to help make better content overall.